Yo, what up? It's Benjamin D'Souza here, the Yaochuan Emperor, back with another vid. But I just wanted to talk on a few things, kind of freestyle. Oh yeah, out the gates. If you don't like me, if you don't like my content, this video will not be quick, and you will not like it. But yeah, Kiri Gakade Jones had a wonderful, powerful live stream earlier today, and Cream was up in there just dropping all kind of jewels, you know, about self-affirmation, and then putting that towards, and then backing that up with action. You know, as far as I do it, a technique that I use is I actually made my own crest, you know, my own image, my own symbol. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how the Batman got the bat symbol and the you know, Superman, yada yada yada. Well, I made my own symbol, and you know, I spoke about this in past videos as it pertains to this esoteric mind thing, if you will, mind spirit thing, if you will. You know, you put affirmation behind this symbol, and I mean, this symbol is yours. You know, so that's what I do. I got symbols up, my personal symbols that came from the recesses of my mind, and I put, you know, my affirmation into it. So when I see it, it's not like I have to read out the affirmation that I wrote down. You know, if I spend time meditating and concentrating and putting affirmation into the symbol, you know, on a metaphysical level, when I see that symbol subconsciously, it's gonna remind me on a subconscious level. It's like how the brothers were saying in the podcast, how you have to essentially reprogram yourself and really outsmart yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's good to give yourself, you know, conscious affirmations and rituals and exercises to do, but also subconscious. But you know, you got to take your subconscious mind into account. You feel me? But yeah, though. And also, I want to touch on this right after that, because I seen the Gone was in the chat like, yo, Black Rams over there dropping fire. So, you know, after Kiri's live stream was up, I went over there, hopped in, and he was dropping some jewels just to answer the question of the main theme of the live stream: is the black church responsible for the reason why a lot of these black women can't keep a man? And I would have to agree with many of the sentiments that the panel dropped down and give my a resounding yes. I do. I agree with that 100%. Because the way that I see it, you know, the way it was supposed to go, or the way it was going back in the day, as far as the Bible is concerned, is that you know, each man to his own house. You know, you had a collective of peoples and various tribes. Tribes are nothing more than bands. Bands are essentially like big extended families, and then clans are a comprises of many bands, and then tribes make up, many clans make up a tribe. You feel me? And how it was going back with the Israelites is, it was one specific clan, tribe, the Levites, who had the duty of and the privilege to be the priest in the order of Melchizedek. And if you read the laws and whatnot, it speaks on how the Levites didn't get any land. Land wasn't parsed out to them because God is their inheritance. And if you haven't had a truly spiritual experience, and you haven't experienced God on a deeper level, like those brothers in Kiriakade Jones's podcast were speaking of, oh, he gonna go for it too. See, that's how accidents happen. But yeah, if you haven't truly had an experience like that, then you don't know what you're missing, man. You don't know what you're missing. It's kind of like a spirit walk. You feel me? When you have because everybody knows that there is a God. You know what I mean? He's there. He's here. But he doesn't reveal himself to everybody. And when you've had deep spiritual experiences, the creator of this whole universe just revealed himself to you real quick. You know what I mean? And that's a powerful thing. But anyway, I'm getting off track. So the Levites, the main word of God that was given to Moses and given to the house of Aaron and the Levites to, give to the people, that's what the Levites were supposed to adhere to. All these different tribes would come together. They would do what they had to do in their ceremonies and their rituals, and as it pertains to abiding by the laws and statutes of the Most High. And then they would just go back to their own houses, each man to his own house. But see, what you have today in the church is the pastor is set up as God. And his deacons and ushers and, employees or whatever are, other ministers who are up under him are like the tribe of Levi. So everybody's worshiping this man as if he is God. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why, some relationships, some marriages dissolve, because like we all know, women are attracted to power, wealth, and not only that, but status as well. You know what I'm saying? All of these women, it's the 80-20 rule on steroids. When you got this pastor just running a fucking muck through the women in the church, because all of these heifers have in their mind that if they can just placate and serve this man, that they will be the Mrs. Pastor. They'll be the first lady. You know what I mean? They sit up and daydream about having their face being seen on the little pamphlet. When you go to some churches and they'll have like the pamphlet. They'll give you the service pamphlet, and there'll be a picture of, you know, on the back somewhere with the pastor and his wife and whatnot. They want that. They want to be seen like that. They want that status. You feel me? And then, you know, if there's a website, you know, a church website or whatever, they're gonna be featured. They're gonna be featured on there. You know. So it's not just the money that he has. It's not just the power that he has. It's also, hold on real quick, 'cause these roads are, God, y'all. It's the status that he can provide for her. And man, let me tell you, when Nagone told that story about his grandpa, man, I felt him on that one, man. I did. Because, you know, in my personal life and my personal experiences, I've been on that side that man was on, but it wasn't just, you know, you sleeping with my wife. You know, there was a man who was sleeping with my child's mother while she was pregnant with my daughter. Now, had her mother contracted a sexually transmitted disease and then passed that disease down to my daughter, I can't even tell you what I would have done. You would have to go to the deepest, darkest recesses of your imagination to even begin to comprehend and fathom the level of destruction I would have laid down. But that's besides the point. So yeah, you know, and I was really rocking with Nagone when he said, you know, we got to draw a line in the sand. And as far as, you know, respecting this pastor's hustle, I don't respect that shit at all. You know, I don't respect it at all. Like this skunt, this old lowbrow meathead, Derek Jackson, I don't respect his hustle at all. Because he's eating at my expense. You know? Just like the pastor and just like Derek Jackson is filling these bitches' heads up with a whole bunch of illusions of grandeur, and you know they're running around, you know, with the bloody big head. And not only that, to add to that, as Nagone was speaking on the lethal ramifications of dealing with this succubus or this siren, if you will, the lethal ramifications is you got a whole bunch of females out here that's been sold a bill of goods, and they're actually believing this shit. And they're believing it like they're the little princess in a Disney story, and they're one day gonna find their Prince Charming. And when you don't confirm for them their delusion, when you don't confirm their delusion, they can be really vindictive and really evil. And that in itself can have lethal ramifications. Because what if this chick, all right, let's put it like this. Okay, what if this chick, you know, hyped up on the pastor's Jesus juice, right? You know, he's selling her a bill of goods and whatnot. and she's buying it, right? So she gets married to some guy in the church, right? The marriage inevitably dissolves because the pastor didn't tell her that you have to improve upon yourself. That, you know, we are all, how they say in church, we are all filthy rags. Motherfucking, no, bitch, you a filthy rag. I'm worth my weight in gold. You didn't read that part in the Bible, did you? And then, you know, the whole pathology of the Christian doctrine as we know it today, you know, the black church, if you will, is a pathology. I'm gonna get back to, you know, my analogy in a minute. I just gotta lay this out. Is a pathology that exonerates everybody from personal responsibility in any and every form. Think about it like this. If you have a God or a religious doctrine that you adhere to, that regardless what you do, whatever you do, it doesn't matter what it is, all you got to do is get down on your knees and ask for forgiveness, and God will forgive you. What's the old saying? God know my heart, and no other man or woman can judge you for your fucked up decisions. That's dangerous. That's a dangerous psychopathy right there to have. Now, to get back to my analogy, so her and her, you know, fairy tale husband that she met in the church, that message dissolves. So, you know, she leaves the church and now she's, you know, perusing social media, right? Now she's dipping into more secular, you know, philosophies and whatnot. She comes across Derek Jackson and then he pumps her head up again. But now she's so scorned and bitter that at the first sign, then, you know, she's so scorned and bitter, right? Then she gets with, you know, she got a new boyfriend now. She got a, you know, whatever. She's dating again. Now she has a new boyfriend. And she's so scorned and bitter over the dream that she was sold by the pastor. And now she's re-infantilized and re-intoxicated by this dream that this super simp is selling her, that at the drop of any sign of trouble, not only is she willing to financially cripple her new boyfriend, but she's willing to even go to lethal actions. You know, how many times have we heard these stories about women poisoning their boyfriends or killing their husbands and shit? Now they've been sold dreams and bills of goods and false lies their whole life dealing with these men, and they just keep banging their head up against the wall, right? So now they get to the point where they say, the next nigga who I even think is gonna be on that fuckboy shit, I'm gonna goddamn kill him. They could be on some shit like that. They could be on some shit like that. Now you got a whole bunch of damaged, bitter, broken, scorned women running around the community with a massive sense of entitlement. Then you mix in this pathology of you really don't have to take responsibility for anything you do, and any and everything that you do wrong can and will be forgiven in the eyes of God, and nobody can judge you. How they say in the church, no sin is greater than the other. Bullshit. There's some shit you do that you can't come back from. You can't come back from that shit. You know, capital murder is a crime. Breaking the speed limit is a crime. Right? What you think the punishment levied against you for capital murder is gonna be if you get caught? As opposed to the punishment that's gonna be leveled against you for going 10 miles over the speed limit. You see what I'm saying? There's some shit you can't come back from. There are some sins that should be there needs to be a severe penalty. Not just you go home to your prayer closet and you spout off and ramble for about 10 minutes begging God to forgive you. Nah, that ain't good enough, sis. That ain't good enough. And that's why I speak about the Bible in a lot of my vids and whatnot. I don't speak about religion. You see me trying to get over. I don't speak about religion, but I speak about the Bible, because I do believe that a lot of the tenements and the statutes and the laws in the Bible that God's chosen people were supposed to be following would mitigate a lot of the ills that we see in our black community. You know? In the Bible, if a man had committed if a man had committed adultery with another man's wife, you already know what the punishment levied against him was going to be. And it was going to be in full view of the whole entire tribe or the whole entire clan. It was understood. Hey, you sleep with this man's wife, it could cost you your life. And if that chick want to get out of pocket and tiptoe some old silky-tongued joker in the back door while you gone at work, shit, she know she playing with her life. And I guarantee you that would deter a lot of that would deter a lot of that fuckery right there. You know, because especially when you got somebody who's supposed to be the moral and spiritual leader of the community, running around the church, banging all kind of chicks and whatnot. It really helps to foster on a spiritual level this side chick culture where we have this side dude, side chick, side piece culture that we have today, which is one of the main reasons why, dating and mating as we know it today is looking bad out here. It's looking bad out here because it's culturally accepted to, finesse each other and go about this side chick type of culture. And when you got your spiritual head of your community doing that shit, that shit is gonna trickle down to the people on a subconscious level, even if it doesn't dawn on them in their mind. A scandal comes out that this pastor that had, out of marital sex with, 4 or 5 men's wives in the church. Even if they don't consciously in the foremind think, well, shit, if he's doing it, I could do it. They're gonna think that shit in their subconscious mind. You see what I'm saying? And as far as what Thinking Man Templar brought up, as far as that female pastor engaging in her her, channeling her inner baby mama, and then up there talking about, I don't want these girls to feel bad. They should feel bad. They should feel bad. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You should feel bad. And she's up there doing the same thing that I was speaking about the pastor having extramarital affairs with various women in the church. She's subconsciously instilling in those young girls' minds that are, been dragged to church by their mama, who's, they're 13, 14 years old, and you know how these young folks doing nowadays, they're becoming sexually active at a younger and younger age. And now, she done hit puberty, and her, she's starting to develop. Some boys at her school are hitting on her and whatnot. So when it, the young boy might talk up on some pussy or whatever, and instead of her having that dark cloud of shame over her head that could be lingering, she might not even give it a third thought before she does it. And then she turns around and gets pregnant, and guess what? They take her in to the church and whatnot, and then when her baby's born, they pool their money together and have a nice little baby shower for the baby. A lot of these things are slippery slopes. And the church, man, the church is like the mob, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? For real. What's that? Who they got in the Catholic Church? The Swedish Guard or whatever. How the Catholic Church got their own. Basically, they own police force, or they own little army and shit. They got like the Swedish Guard, I believe it's something like that. These black churches in the hood got the same shit. They got the same shit. Niggas that done did like 10, 15 years in the pen, in the feds and shit, come home all cockstrong and swole and whatnot. Shit, they get plugged in or whatever, and the pastor say, listen, I'll give you a job to protect me. That way you can satisfy your PO with having a job or whatever, and it'll look good for, your parole or whatever. And yeah, man, come on down, man. Work with me. Work for me, I mean. I'm talking about all these young girls, all these baby mamas in this church, man, they going. So now he got some muscle on his team. They like the mob, man. For real. And yeah, man, I really do think, brothers should be tapping in with each other, man, and really taking this whole Black Manosphere thing to the next level. You feel me? I really do think that we should. That's why I try to stay active in my comments and really chop it up with these brothers, because iron sharpens iron. Brother might say something in the comments that really spark my interest, and then I get inspiration to get the juices flowing and make another video about that can help and change someone's life. Because I stumbled upon Black Ram, 2016, when I was really going through the shit, when I was really having my red pill moment, And I mean, he helped me through a lot, A lot of brothers, man, out here on this tube, man, is dropping some real game and dropping some real jewels, that, you know, really helped me get through what I gotta get through. You feel me? So yeah. And it's now I'm with the whole international tip. I'm most definitely with that, you feel me? Shit, I'm trying to get my dual citizenship for here in Guyana, you know? Because eventually I might fuck around and retire down there. Who knows? Who knows? You know, hell. These alt-right motherfuckers want us to go back to Africa so bad. I'm like, you know what? I'll do you one even better. I'll go to South America. But yeah, you know, as far as a continental meeting of the minds, I think it'd be a good idea to have like a Black Manosphere convention. You feel me? That'll make a big statement and it'll put these hoes on notice, man. It really will. They find out, oh shit, you got what, 5,000 brothers from all walks of life meeting up at this one city for a convention. What kind of convention y'all having? What y'all talking about? We're talking about black female fuckery. That's what we're talking about. And we're talking about the state of our community. You feel me? They hear about some shit like that, it's gonna put motherfuckers on notice. And I would suggest, now I may have, you know, a bias into the locale of where this convention should be, but I would suggest that from a logistics standpoint, you know, I think Kansas City, Missouri should be considered, or at the very least St. Louis. I mean, if you look at it from a logistical standpoint, we smack dab in the middle. You know, so if you're on the West Coast, it ain't gonna take you shit to get to the middle, and if you're on the East Coast, it ain't gonna take you shit to you know, come to Kansas City. And if you living in the South, same thing. You know, everybody can essentially travel the same distance. You know. Yeah, I don't know. I've been, you know, concealing my identity behind an avatar, but I'm getting to the point where I'm becoming financially stable or financially independent. I mean, to where really, you know, even if some butthurt broads wanted to try to take a chunk out my pockets, you know, they really couldn't. Cause it's like, motherfucker, you can't come to my boss talking shit. Cause I am the boss. You want to write a letter to my boss and tell my boss how I'm not being a good plantation worker and how I'm, you know, spouting all this shit on YouTube and whatnot. Huh? Well, guess what? You could tell me that, because I'm the boss. Like Tony Danza, biatch. Wasn't it gonna say next? That's real chop, man. So, but shit, I might, you know, take my hood off. Take my my sash off my face. Who knows? But yeah, though, man, it's just a little vid on some thoughts, you know. But yeah, as far as the contacting is concerned, and the brothers linking up and tapping in, yeah, you can contact me at one people, one nation, one destiny at gmail.com. It's Benjamin D'Souza, the Yalchuan Emperor.